So I love the index function for a variety of reasons. And I think there's been some talk about, you know, Power Query lately and data shaping, and I don't know if this would be a candidate for Power Query, but I'm going to show you another way to unwind this data. And what I mean by unwind is, well, you see you have these addresses here, and they're not really, this is not database friendly, right? So we don't really want to have these 3-row addresses because you can't do anything with them, right? You can't sort them, you can't really do a whole lot. It would be really nice if we could just move this apart into 3 separate columns, right? So rather than doing a cut and paste for the next, you know, 18 hours, I'm going to use a little something called index. And first I'm going to remove all this so you can't see what I did. But before I actually show you how the formula works, a couple things to notice about these records. So each address is 3 lines, right? So that's an important thing to keep in mind. So 3 is our magic number, so we're going to type 1, 2, and 3 across H1, I1, and J1, right? Then going down column G, now these are just going to be, sorry, my screen's moving about a bit, my mouse is a little oversensitive. Now here in column G, I've added some numbers, 0, 4, 8, 12. What's that all about? Well, each record is 3 rows, right? So just keep that in mind. We're going to have, we're going to start with 0, then we're going to add 4, and we're going to add 4 more, and we're going to add 4 more, so these are just multiples of 4. Okay, so now that you're completely confused by my explanation, it's all going to magically make sense when I fire up this index function. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get the name in column H, the first line of the address in column I, and the second line of the address in column J. So I'm going to use this first version of index, and my first argument, the array, is going to be the entire column A, right? I'm going to just lock that down with some $signs so it doesn't move when I copy this formula across and down. Now my row number, take a wild guess. How am I going to get 1? Because I want to grab the first row. Well, I'm going to take this number here, lock down that G. I'm going to add that number there from column H. And I don't need a column number argument because we only have 1 column, so it's implied that it's going to be pulling from column A. And I get the first name, and when I copy that down, oh, look at that, I get all the names, and I copy it across, and I get the second line of the address and the third line of the address. So basically, all I would need to do is I would, if I wanted to, this would be 28. You could use a formula, or you could use autofill to get those multiples of 4. But basically, you want the final number to coincide with the final record count, if that makes sense. So if I had, you know, 104 addresses, I would want these values to go down to 104. And so it's basically just a very simple index function that pulls from one of these rows in column A. And the way that I got that number is using these 2 little helper numbers. So there you have it. That is my tip. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to just, you know, when in doubt, give yourself your own applause. And I'm back. Hi, everybody.